Got you. East side of Indianapolis, man. We're in a new building. It's a Sagen Studios, Indianapolis, Indiana. It's pretty dope.
And what's today? We doing a pop-up shop? Where we at?
Yeah, we're doing a pop-up shop. We're doing my summer launch. So every year I want to do a launch in the summertime. So I did mine last year when we first came out, and then I got my second one today.
And then what's the name of the business?
Wave is coming, Awic.
And talk to me about the business. How long have you had it for, and then where did your entrepreneurship start at?
So, man, Awic came from a conversation. I was working on a tech startup, building a social media company with a few of my colleagues, man, and I seen the vision of it, what it's going to be, and I was talking to my homeboy, Junior, and just literally the words came up of, a wave is coming, you know what I mean? And we stood by that, meaning that the work that you put in behind the scenes that no one knows about, that wave is you. So that idea came about 2017, man. So we just officially became a company 2020.
Who did the logo?
21. I did the logo. I did all the graphics, everything on it I've done.
And how long have you been an entrepreneur for? Was this your first start?
So I started with Project DW. It was a social media company, tech startup. So that was my first. And then after doing that, then that's when I started my second one.
And separation from working a 9 to 5 versus being an entrepreneur, what would you say to those who are trying to start a clothing line?
If you're about to start a clothing line, man, that's tough. Because I'm learning. I didn't know anything about it when I jumped in. So I jumped in and pieces just started falling into place. So I would say, one, use social media. I think Instagram, a lot of these people nowadays will reach out to you if you're starting a company, man. So just test their quality, see what they're talking about, and I think that'll help. But learn the business side. Figure out how Shopify works.
I think a lot of people don't really discuss that aspect of the business. What are some hurdles that you have to go through, and what are some things that you've learned on the way of being a business owner, especially being in the clothing industry?
Ooh, man, and that's part of the process. I feel like with anything, it's going to be a process of hurdles, stuff that you have to overcome. I had a few, man. I had a few of them. I had some issues with like team members that I started with. We ended up squashing and we all good now. But figuring out taxes when taxes are due, all the behind the scenes stuff that ain't pretty, that don't nobody see, but it has to be done to keep the business a functional legal entity. So yeah, that's the side that I'm focusing on now, trying to really learn that aspect of it, you know what I mean? Because the designs, the creative, the fun stuff, that's easy to do. It's the hard stuff that's tough.
Absolutely. Do you feel like you had anybody in your life or anybody that you were around was example of an entrepreneur that you've seen? Especially growing up as well.
That's a good, I've never thought about that. Man, not really. I feel like, man, a crazy story about me is I feel like my mom was a single parent raising 4 boys, so she wanted us to just get a job. As long as we was good, got a job, make sure we knew how police were. She didn't really push us to be anything like outside of that. So as I got older and started, and another thing too, starting a business, like who you network with, who you know, all that stuff is important too. But I was hanging around some people that kind of, got me to thinking and got me able to be more entrepreneurial, and realizing like that's really who I am deep down.
Absolutely. You remember your first design, your first piece of merch that you bought or designed for another client to buy?
Man, I remember a logo that I did for a client that they used. That was dope. And then I remember the first time I came back, and it's crazy because you can look back, like, man, I would never use that. You know what I mean? I'd never use that design, but I feel like it's all just practice until you figure out, what it is. So I just gradually got better, man, got more comfortable with releasing my designs and stuff like that.
You mentioned about having a design background. Were you always designing logos and merch?
I wasn't, bro. The crazy thing is, I never thought that I was a creator. I never thought that I was creative, I would say. My brother, man, is hands down the best drawer I've ever seen. Like, at the top of his head, he'll just draw something crazy with an ink pen, and it's perfect. And I wanted him to man, to be authentic. So I feel like that's 100% part of being a creator is being authentic.
Absolutely. How long would you say you will want to do the clothing business for?
How long? That's crazy. How long do I want to do it?
Absolutely. Do you think you're gonna be doing this for a long time?
I think I don't think about it in those terms. I just, for what it stands for, I feel like it'll be around for a long time. But as far as like it's something that I want to do, man, I got so much stuff that I want to do. So I definitely, I believe in it. So I want it to, succeed and do what it's supposed to do. But there's so much stuff I want to do, man. Outside.
Like what? Talk to me about that. What's next for Awic? Speak it up.
Next, man, is I just got me a influencer, social media influencer from California, man, and how it just organically happened was perfect. And I sent her some stuff out, man, right before this event. She loved it. She said it was dope. So my next move is Cali, like Miami, Atlanta, New York. So I want to get into a bigger audience.
As far as selling? Or moving?
Or just really the name. I'm not really focused on the selling at the point. I feel like get hip to what it is, what it stands for, and then that will cause, obviously in a business you need money to run, you know what I mean? So all that stuff will come, man, but understand what it is I represent and what it is.
Absolutely. Talk about that. You mentioned the aspect of networking. How important was networking to your business and where you're at now?
Man, networking is incredible. I feel like you'll be in situations and people will introduce you to people that they know, but you have to be able to be out engaged. There's like moments tonight, models met each other for the first time, you know what I mean? So being able to create environments where people can network and, it takes more than one person to create. I feel like sometimes ideation comes from conversations with people, so just networking, being around the right people will help that creative side.
Absolutely. All right, what's top 5 things that you can, or top 5 words that you can think of, the first thing that come to mind when you think of Awic?
The first, top 5 or the first thing that I think of?
Both, mix it up.
Commitment.
Commitment?
Yeah, commitment and force. I think the force is you know what I mean, that's coming, but you also have to be committed. You know what I mean? It won't come unless you're committed to it.
Is that 2?
Oh, I'm going through 5?
5, yeah.
Okay, force, commitment, powerful. Same thing with the force. It's powerful. I feel like peaceful too. I realize, man, even as I'm getting older, the more peace that I have in my life, the easier I'm able to create, the easier I'm able to handle situations at home with my family. So peace, waves are peaceful. And waves are a variety. There's so many different things. Everybody is a wave. Everybody is a wave. If you're a jar, if you're a DJ, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're a cook, whatever it is that you commit yourself to doing or you want to do, a wave is coming.
Do you see any collabs with any other clothing lines in your future?
Do I see collabs? Man, yeah, for sure.
And who would you like to collab with? It's on wax. It's the first time they're hearing this. Who would you like to collab with, and let them know, to point to this camera and let them know I want to collab
My
with
guy, man, Kid. He'll be here tonight. He's performing. He has a clothing line, Noonie, that he just started up, and I feel like I like what it represents, and it coincides with the wave is coming.
Absolutely. And last but not least, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, how do they reach out to you? How can they order? What's next?
Hey, check us out on Instagram. A wave is coming. It's actually Awic. Awic, or iDesign is my page, and Facebook is iDesign as well for Awic.